And there we go, with one Blat timer and one non-Blat. Blat is not undefeated anymore.
Well, in this match, Blat timer has the advantage as far as PBs go, but that does not mean anything. Anything can happen.
That's why it's called any percent. Who did lose? I believe Timon lost with the Blat timer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Poplar's ruined everything.
So here we go, our first meeting with Ridley. They're just gonna take damage down until they're beeping really loud, just to let Ridley know we mean business.
Yeah, and for some reason, this is how you measure the intelligence of, like, bosses or enemies in games. Ridley is, like, way stronger than you in this right now, and he's just like, whatever. You'll never make it to the plane, it's fine, I'll just fly away. It's not a smart move. A couple of nice rooms there. A nice 42 and a 44. So
Both decent times. I would have survived in SMI.
Alright, so now that the run can begin, what do you think of the Moonfall?
I think it's a great thing that should never exist.
I don't know why it works, because you're not on the moon. This is a planet.
Doesn't really specify how big the planet is, though. Could be the same size as the moon.
It's also a very nice parlor by Grommie there.
And it looks like neither runner is using Moonfall.
I approve of this. Well, like, Grommie is trying to fall into every hole right now. Giggles with a much cleaner run through there. Saves a little bit of time there.
That's no moon.
And yeah, the timers are synced up, but the one actually started a little late, so we'll see at the end what the SRL times are. But that's a while to go yet.
Both having a very interesting way of going down the conjunction zone. I'm not sure if they messed up or...
I think they put a lot of work in to cement that way through.
They've been building upon it.
So as always, missiles wake everything up. Planet suddenly has lights underground.
Are they missiles or are they an alarm clock?
That would be a effective alarm clock. It might be a permanent snooze. And
I don't think there's any snoozing those.
Giggles having a very nice climb there.
It's like they both went for the wall jump climb.
And entering into Bomb Teresa, we've got some minor little tech that they want to do. You've probably heard this 5 billion times by now, but you don't like blowing things faces off because it's slow. So they're going to do a specific amount of shots and missiles to not blow the face off. They want to get it to exactly 100 health so that they can defeat the bird face dude without blowing its face off, as Giggles just did.
And here comes Grommie trying to do the same, but he gets a little...
His drops were not...
Yeah, only 2 missile drops, not enough to finish him off in one go.
I think his shots are off now as well, so... Also, fun fact, Terizos do not have a hitbox at their feet. Yeah, so as you saw there, Grommie blew the face up because his shots got a little off. So yeah, doesn't take too much time, but it's still somewhat of a time loss. The boss already has some weird invulnerability frames, so it's kind of a weird thing to get used to. You can't just shoot it and be done with it.
Neither player having too much trouble with the Alcatraz escape.
Giggles getting his mock ball first try. It's an easy trick, but it is definitely one you can still fail. And that's just... The pit of shame is exactly as it sounds if you fall down there.
If you fall down at the very start, the gate doesn't close, so you can try again without exiting the room, but don't try to get the missile, because that will make the gate close.
Grommie also getting through, so good. No shames in this run, this race.
Giggles picking up Charge Beam, one of the most important items for any percent.
Lets you charge through the rest of the game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and Grommie just missing his little bomb there. Although
Getting a little juggled by his bombs.
Both runners will be opting to do old route. So they will be heading down the shaft to head to Kraid first. And then they will make a sweep through Norfair to collect some things. And then they'll go do stuff and beat the game. Was a nice super drop for Giggles there from that googly eye.
Coming up as the hardest boss in the game, Mini Crade, and Giggles gets him first try, no problem.
Oh, this is not a good spot for Grommie. He's got a very... Water physics, spikes, not the funnest thing.
This isn't yapping mob percent.
And this is actually a part of the run that is not entirely uncommon to be low on health. So that's nice quick kills there.
Though being at 20 means he's in health bomb range, and he wants to get out of that before getting to the Mini Crade.
Yeah, and those googly eyes not cooperating with only dropping small health. Oh, and this is being extra careful there to... Grommie's going to have some trouble with this, because a single charge shot is not going to destroy these pirates.
Pseudo screw will, though.
Yeah, which looks like... Okay.
Oh, there he goes. I withdraw my statement.
And he's got one super left for the Mini Crade. So that was not a bad recovery through there for Grommie. That was kind of a hard situation. Everything was dropping small health. Normally you could expect a googly eye to at least drop a 20, even when you're not low on health.
With Grommie's ammo, he has to do 4 supers, but it's enough to get the...
Oh,
never
great.
mind.
Eating 2 supers with... He ate his Wheaties.
Giggles picked up Crade tank, so he's going 4 tanks, it seems. A very sensible safety strat for a race.
A very sensible strat?
Sensible. I don't know how you heard that.
And Grommie is playing this on the edge. He's really wanting to... He wants to live the embodiment of you only need 1 health to beat the game. Hey.
As long as you're alive, doesn't matter.
Getting through Crade. So he'll be picking up some cheddar cheese, slathering it all over his suit to protect from heat. That's how it works in space. So Giggles is coming up on Bubble Mountain, which has the deadliest pumpkin of all. Just sits on top of its mountain and just does pumpkin things.
I don't know any pumpkins that shoot spikes out like that.
Yeah, well, you know. Don't know. Don't know any bubbles that you can walk on either, but they're there.
Fair.
So Giggles has got a couple more things to clean up before he heads out of Norfair. He's going to be getting Speed Booster here. Then he's going to drop down and collect the Wave Beam before heading out of Norfair. Somehow, I don't think he's going to take the detour to Crocomire. Just a guess.
He's got to boost his speedrun here.
Charging the spark for reasons?
Probably just a mistake. I've done that plenty of times. Grommie making his way into Norfair also got the Crady tank.
Yeah. And getting his wave beam at exactly 15 minutes. Giggles is now pretty well done with Norfair for the time being. He just wants to get out of here, make a return trip much later after pretty much everything else is done. As Grommie's going to make his way back over to this section to get his couple of items he needs. And looks like after some trouble, Grommie got through the lava room of doom there and is safely up Bubble Mountain. And getting his speed booster. And it looks like right now the Blat may be too powerful for the stream. Yeah, I don't think that's exactly the pause strats that people normally think about. Just a guess, but oh, and nice drops.
I barely ever get good drops there.
I know those things are very stubborn.
That was amazing.
Oh, and falling down double chamber, which might be the worst room in the entire game.
I disagree. It's definitely Golden Three's room. Those missiles are just so out of the way otherwise.
That is literally in one category.
It's the only category.
This is true, but it's still only in one category. Oh, suddenly. It appears that Giggles got out and got his power bombs.
And he's making his way to Phantoon, not doing the full ocean flood, but saving that energy.
Yep. Having a little extra energy for Phantoon is not a terrible thing to do. So Giggle's going to be making his way to a fun boss. So, Tex,
Yes.
what's up with the floaty eyeball dude?
I don't know, he just wants to move around, make fire. Seems kind of psychopathic if you ask me.
I like how I give you this easy setup and you're just like, I don't know. Oh, and a nice alpha spark from Grommie there. Looks like Phantoon's opening with a slow here for Giggles.
I don't know if there's any other pattern.
Oh, and a good X Factor there in the first round. So what the runners are going to try to do with Phantoon is do it in 2 rounds. It's technically possible to do it in 1, but if you're setting up for X Factors, and a nice 2-round there. Setting up with X Factors, the best you're going to do is a 2-round. And Giggles nails that. That's really nice. Phantoon can be a bit of a pain. So that was a really good Phantoon there.
Nice drop to then too. Full on ammo, almost full on energy.
Yeah, Giggles is set for the wreck ship here. Grommie picks up his power bombs, which both runners hope that is the only power bomb they're going to end up needing. There is potential a second pack will be grabbed. Usually you can, by paying attention to your ammo, you can avoid that, but just in case, that there is a single safety pack in the one spot where it's really useful, so that's kind of nice. And Grommie here opting to save. Not a bad idea. He's going to be going into wreck ship with less health than Giggles was, so depending on what happens with Phantoon, he could very well.
Giggles setting up the right side attic here. Definitely the best choice. Going with a shine spark across the top and gets everyone no problem.
Very nicely done. Getting that extra power bomb from that crab there. And it might be setting up for an ocean fly. Oh, and goop flying, that one.
Well, the bowling Chorizo is taking his time, setting up his shot. Do you think he's gonna get a strike? Here comes the roll.
Oh, and just missing ocean fly. Oh, he's really got to be careful because he's only got 2 supers, and he needs both of those to get through the wreck ship.
Oh, and it's a split.
You know, he should really put rails on that thing. Oh no, he is entering the wreck ship. He is 1 super short, Grommie is. He's...
Do you think he understands the gravity of this situation?
I think he's banking on these atomics down here to drop a super. They have a fairly decent super drop rate, but it's not guaranteed.
I think the best chance for a super drop is from the Ripper right outside.
Yeah, but he needs a super to get that.
You can use a power bomb for that. Or wait, it's a maybe not. I don't remember.
Boy, this is not good here for Grommie. He's just opting to reset here.
Probably a good choice.
And Giggles opting not to even farm any of the pumpkins there for health. He feels good with his health, and I don't blame him. The health is still really high, actually. It's going to be a good amount of energy for entering Meridia. I'm trying to set up for Ocean Fly again here. It's getting some really nice short charges. And getting Ocean Fly. There we go.
I thought shot was too early, but I've never done this myself, so I don't know the time.
That strat basically reduces Fantoon's health by half because he's just still in shock at the swag. I can't believe I just said swag. I feel dirty.
Giggles on bot lane, doing the audio cue for the X Factor. And only getting 2 supers in after, though.
Yeah, Botwoon is just a great boss. The hitbox is so good.
Managed to finish him off without running out of supers.
You do need at least 1 super after him. You really want 2. And sand is proving to be very rough and coarse right now.
At least it's not getting everywhere.
Nice X Factor there from Grommie. Well, that's a farming strat. Oh, the flames aren't great. That's just his capture. How his capture's working.
Yeah, it's like de-interlacing or something that does that.
And it's gonna get set up here. Oh, getting a 2-round Fantoon for Grommie as well. So a little trouble getting to Fantoon, but he took care of him once he got there.
Giggles taking a save here. A very smart decision. I've definitely died to Dragon out of the blue multiple times.
Never admit that. Literally dying to a shrimp. And the Dragon is actually kind of a terror to do fast.
I'd argue he's the hardest boss, even though I said something else was earlier.
Ridley will be the hardest boss next.
Probably.
Oh, and Grommie cheating by proving floors don't exist. Giggles freezing time to think about how to handle the shrimp.
Army getting destroyed by that spark.
Oh, and because that key hunter moves off screen, the time he spent thanks to that terrible spark allowed this key hunter to get out of the way of that shine spark because he had everything set up there right. It was just not done quick enough to get him in the right spot. And Grommie farming a little extra health, which is good. This hallway, you can pretty much bank on tanking 3 hits from the spikes. If you get the spark, it's about an energy tank, which he's not going to have the energy for, so he's thankfully going to have the energy, but it's going to... Oh, you can get through there with only 2 hits. But which he had set up, he just didn't quite jump soon enough. So 15 energy, that's a lot different than what Giggles came in through. So Grommie's going to do a little more farming to get his health up before entering Meridia.
Luckily, there's a bit he can do on the way, including Hellway with respawning enemies.
Yeah. There is also the energy refill at the bottom of the shaft there if you...
I never remember about that.
Well, it's because it's bad and you shouldn't use it, but it's there. Being extra careful not to hit any fish. And Grommie was thinking a little bit about the ship there. Opting not to go take that. Just being extra careful here around the crabs.
Giggles now making his way out of Meridia. He's got Plasma Beam and on his way to take down Ridley.
That's the true hardest boss.
If you're playing RBO, sure.
I mean, not farming the pumpkins there. That's pretty much guaranteed 40 health off of them. Instead, opting to... Maybe he is going to take this refill. Or he's just going to run with it. Who knows? Is opting to take this energy refill. Also, using the pause trick to get the health while still being able to move. However, in real time, that is actually slower than just going up and getting the health. But it looks cooler. So Giggle's about to pick up the coolest beam.
It's pretty cool.
Just sit there and chill with that Chozo. Giggles has the right opinion here, taking the southern route to Lower Norfair. The only route. Grommie is going to get set up here to do his worm.
Giggles got the space base through the door, but didn't get another space jump in time to not land.
Oh, not quite. Getting the next factor.
Missing 2 of his particles.
Oh, and three supers. Botwoon really really wanting some screen time. He's feeling very, very neglected this tournament. Grommie did use all of his ammo. When you get in a situation like that, it's kind of player preference. I prefer not to use my missiles, just opt for charge beams, but players can do whatever.
It's like Giggles is just going for this power bomb through pillars.
Getting up through that little segment. All right.
Taking his time, making it easy.
Grommie making sure to fill all the things up. Oh, and
Another hoop spark.
had a happy setup there. And remembering not to lay a powerbomb there.
Giggles opting to skip this save.
Yeah, with his energy, Ridley should not be a problem, so he should be alright. Especially with the Ninja Pirates, they will drop plenty of things. Just a nice couple charge shots for each Ninja Pirate, and he's going to be on his way to get some Ridley action going on. That's Grommie with a plan to goop spark that time to go through Dragon. And Dragon's going to be about done here shortly.
Ooh. The diagonal, I'm not sure if that connected at all.
Giggles is close to finishing off Ridley here. Should be dead now.
And Grommie finishing off Dragon with a vertical spark.
There we go with simultaneous boss explosions. Only one of them is getting cannibalized. So Ridley's AI is pretty stupid. When his health is 0, he doesn't die. But he'll die after he grabs you. But if he's doing Pogo and his health is 0 and he grabs you, he won't die. Because the Pogo is too strong. And it's just really dumb.
Giggles once again having amazing health and ammo coming out of a boss.
Yeah, he's been doing really, really good with all of that, as Grommie getting the reverse halfie going. Thank you, Galen. I like that theory. So yeah, his health, Giggle's health is really good, but he does need to be somewhat just aware of those red key hunters. They still deal half an energy tank of damage with your suits, so it's just something you gotta keep in the back of your mind. They're not really difficult to get through. It's just slower to not go fast. Go figure.
Grommie farmed up his energy a bit before heading to the plasma beam. Taking his safe route.
Yeah, as is Giggles here, he's doing the slower safety strats through. Nice boost off the Viola there. Grommie's gonna be heading down to Lower Norfair to take care of his Ridley and everything down there. He's gonna grab Ice Beam first, of course. And Giggles has just got to go up to criteria, get back to terrain, and finish the game. There is still danger in terrain because Mother Brain can do things sometimes if you're not really paying attention, but otherwise it's mostly just trying to maintain speed while going through there because you can lose a lot of time.
And keeping an eye on ammo is very important in terrain.
Why do you say it like that?
Because you said it wrong.
I did not say it wrong. Been terraining my whole life to say it right.
Well, you're not turning Planet Zebes very well.
So Grommie with his Ice Beam. Fully stacked on beams now. Giggles making the right call, avoiding the ship. The ship is dumb, it's actually an enemy.
Grommie going for the northern route.
Oh no. So Giggles is going to want to make sure he's got certain ammo counts. So he knows he has enough for Mother Brain. He's got extra missiles, so that gives him some buffer. After the last Metroid room, he really wants to have full supers because he wants to use 3 of those to open a couple missile doors and an eye door, which will give him 7 for the brain, plus whatever missiles he's got. So that's what he's looking for.
He can move on with as few as 6 super missiles, but that would be slow because he'd have to missile the both pink doors and the Ghidorah on the way, and then come back and refill.
And getting the short charge, Grommie with the speed. Yeah, normally you can count on the Metroids to drop you the things you need, but sometimes they just don't cooperate. But so far, so good. He's got 3 more Metroids. He'll group them all together here. Probably use the super. Most likely going to get 2 super drops from these 3 dudes. And getting them. So he's all set on ammo. He's good to go. Might take a safety save before Mother Brain because things happen there. No one goes with the intention of exploding the game, but there's quite a few ways to break stuff with that fight. So.
Luckily, they don't have to worry about any resulting from a stand-up glitch gone wrong.
And Giggles working on a baby skip here. Nope.
Oh.
Facing right, the correct decision. I'm not sure exactly what Blatt's official record is anymore as... Oh, Grommie, missing the echoes there. He's got 270 health. That's 228. It's plenty for Ridley. Ridley's does deal some damage, but he's not that scary of a boss when you know kind of what you're doing. Although it looks like he is going to farm a little bit here. No, Blatt is not unbeaten anymore. There is 1 loss, at least.
Turret taking out one of Giggle's supers.
Yep. Still having enough ammo. But yeah, that's one of the things that can happen at Mother Brain. There are still some soft lock potential things that can happen with this fight. Not likely going to, because Giggles is aware. So when you're aware of something, it's not terribly difficult to avoid doing it. And Grommie's taking on a wonderful red-colored space pelican. And Ridley should be dead after this pogo set. He just has to pick him up here. There he goes. And Giggles with a nice dodge.
Having a relatively tame Mother Brain 2 there.
Yeah, if you have a pretty good fight, you're going to have just 1 catch-up shot, and you can kind of tell, if you're keeping track of your shots, you can kind of tell when it's coming, so... Math is actually important for speedrunning, because then you can avoid things easier. So Grommie with the extra safety tank at Ridley. I wonder what brain tastes like. Or do Metroids even have taste? Grommie gets a nice speedball. So Giggles is through the baby phase, so he is set unless something dramatic happens in the escape. which it's kind of hard to make that happen in the escape. That was some nice movement there from Grommie to get through that red key hunter tower.
Forgoing safety and opting for speed instead.
We'll see. I don't think we'll see the animal saved, but we'll see. I hope we don't see it.
Well, it isn't over until the fat planet explodes.
That's not how the saying goes, but sure.
Isn't it?
Maybe in space, maybe. Oh, Giggles with the correct opinion. So that is a GG to MisterJGiggles, who I can't read this. Where? Oh, there it is. With a time of 51 minutes and 49 seconds. So GG to MisterJGiggles.
And a race PB of 54 seconds. Congrats.
And Grommie's going to be making his way up to terrain, because that's how you say it, right? Actually, while he's going there, what do we have? Alright, and it looks like actually MisterJGiggles is going to join us for a bit, so we'll bring him on in and say hello and congratulations.
Oh, hello.
How do you feel about that run?
That was a 51. It's not bad. It was about a minute 5 seconds slower than my PB, so that's definitely a good pace to be on in the race, especially considering I took 2 safety saves. I actually forgot to take the third one before Mother Brain.
I was kind of curious. I was paying attention to Grommie screamer, like, you got the Mother Brain awfully fast there. So I don't think I've actually seen you do the baby skip before. Is that something you've been working on recently, or?
I've been practicing. I've only ever gotten it once in a run, and that run wasn't a PB, so there's no, like, there might be something on Twitch showing me having completely successfully done it, but it might be gone by now. Who knows?
Yeah.
And they have gotten it like 5 times ever.
That is 5 more than I've done.
Everyone has to start from somewhere. Metroid skip is pretty difficult. So, good job.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the race and kind of saw where I was, and I was just thinking, well, considering where Grommie's at and where I'm at, there's no harm in going for it and missing it.
And these Metroids not quite as generous with their drops. Grommie and Supers are not increasing, and in fact decreasing. That's not what you want to see. So, speaking of ammo, though, it seemed after every single boss, your health and ammo... Oh, nice drops there. But your health and ammo, Giggles, was just basically perfect after every fight. It was always really high and almost full. It was some really, really good RNG after those bosses you got.
Oh yeah, this was the god run for RNG. Like, honestly, had I played better and not taken the time to do safety saves and not tried baby skip, I honestly, like, this was more out of a run than anybody can hope for. This was amazing. I couldn't believe my health at leaving Fantune of all places.
That was pretty ridiculous. I think you had over 3 energy tanks exiting Fantune. Or close to it.
Yeah, I had over 300 leaving Fantune. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find the splice in here somewhere.
Well, and my net started cutting out, and as soon as I realized it, I hit the record button so that if there was a question, I can submit that. So, sorry my internet sucks, guys.
Alright, so Grommie getting everything set up. He's got all his ammo and health taken care of. An Idor, a door, and a brain. Let me see what is the command limits. There it is. So yeah, there's the channel for both. Links to the channels for both runners. Should go give them each a follow. I'm not actually sure where you guys are at in your group. How many more races do you have left, Giggles?
So I only have one, and that's up against Scotty Morphball, formerly known as Scotty McBody. I believe Derp has 2. This is Grommie's first. He's got a match against Scotty right after this, and that'll be his second. And then Scotty has, after today, he'll have 3 left. So I'd say we're about halfway done.
Yeah. Grommie having almost getting the sub skip there. He's having a little bit of trouble here. Nearly got it through that time. Sub skip, it's not difficult. It's just a little tricky sometimes when things aren't quite lining up just right.
It's a lot more finicky than it looks.
Yeah, when you get it the first try and, you know, just like, oh, you just jump up through the thing, but it's really not just that.
Oh, he was clipped up into it, but I don't think he jumped high enough. So
There we go.
Also clipped into the block.
Yeah, getting the Zeb skip there, first try. So, we saw you get a super sniped by a pellet. I'm sure you've done this fight enough to realize, you know, you still had the ammo for it, but How nervous are you when you get to this point, and you're kind of stuck with what you've got, and you didn't safety save, so when you see a super of all things get sniped by a stupid little pellet, does that throw you off any, make you a little more nervous?
Yeah, I kind of had a little panic moment. That's why I stopped. And I was like, okay, let's get the Rinkas out of the way. And I just stared at those turrets to see what direction they were facing as I pumped the rest of them in the Mother Rain. I was like, I do not want to have a soft lock and go all the way back to Dragon. Please, God.
And a nice phase 2 there.
Grommie getting extra catch up with his drive-through order.
Yep, but with his extra energy tank, he's got everything set up. Get straight to the baby eating a mother brain. So, Giggles, got a question. Very serious.
Is it Gord related?
No, not this time. Farrell's not here, so it's not worth it. With the baby here, eating a brain, have you ever wondered what that would taste like?
I mean, in fairness, I don't know if Metroids have taste buds, so I don't know if that's a relevant question, but I mean, if you want to be fair, we're talking about an artificially intelligent biomechanical brain monster that's been sitting in a vat of liquid, so it probably tastes like the liquid it's been marinating in since before you blew it up.
So basically it tastes like antifreeze. I won't know what that tastes like, though.
That's what you drink in the winter to stay warm. Don't do that. Alright, Grommie looks like it's going for the lag reduction strats here on the third phase. And now just an escape, and I saw you post in the chat there, Giggles, that never save the animals, which is the correct opinion. But what has led you to that conclusion?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of things. First of all, this is a speed run, so we want to save frames, not animals. Second of all, it's optional, and it takes time, so if it's optional and it takes time, why would I want to do it in a speed run?
That is a very good opinion.
And thirdly, and probably most importantly, the Edicoons give me a fanfare when I'm running Hundo, and it's like I already have to listen to that 100 times. You guys are making me listen to it 101st, and for that, you deserve to blow up with the planet.
I just go with always, they got themselves in there. They can get themselves out easily enough.
They moved all the way through the planet, through doors and stuff, just fine. They can get through a wall. And bird has a beak, it can peck at it.
They even went up an elevator.
And they have a spaceship. It's not like they're leaving with you. And with an official time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 45 seconds, Grommie has finished. So GG's to Grommie. I believe that was, from what I see in chat, a completely de-rust run. So congrats on finishing.
It is his first race in this tournament, and he has another one right after this.
Yep, and we've
Good luck
got
to him.
another one coming up right after here as well. So we'll probably be cutting this a little bit short, because we're actually a little bit behind schedule here. So yeah, congrats on the win there, Giggles, and congrats to Grommie for finishing that.
Yep, good game to you both.
And yeah, just stick around right here. We've got another match coming up, and that is going to be between White Mage Becky and Keku. Yeah, just Keku. We'll just stop there.
Keku Manchuyu.
Yes, that one. I was going to butcher it, so.
And over
Yeah.
on Speed Gaming 4, it'll be Grommie122 again versus Scotty McBody.
Yep, so thanks everybody. We'll get set up for the next racer.
See you next mission.